Hey guys, it's Mike Chen. I've talked about the topic of the third eye before, but that's when I first started this channel, so that video was not really well made. That's why I wanted to make another video about this topic. And before we jump into it, I just want to thank the sponsor of this video, the Great Courses Plus in the course Mind Body Philosophy, which helped me in my research for this video. Anyway, for millennia, humanity has always been fascinated with what lies beyond the physical realm. A large part of our population have been interested in and preoccupied themselves with the supernatural, those which are beyond or above nature or reality, and those which are not observable or a part of a tangible or measurable universe. We have the natural inclination to be curious of the unknown, which is why many of us have clung onto the transcendent and the divine. And among those who believe that something lies beyond our material world, there are those who claim that there is a way to break the barrier that separates the physical and the spiritual, a way for human beings to see what should be unseeable, hear what should be unhearable, and sense what should be unsensible. This is what they call the third eye, and this mystical extra eye, believed to be innate in all humans, is referred to in the field of science and modern biology as the pineal gland. As biological science would explain it, the pineal gland, also known as the cornerium or the epiphysis cerebri, is a tiny endocrine gland located in the brain. Its size is no bigger than a pea and is situated deep into the core of the brain between its left and right hemispheres. This endocrine gland gets its name from the Latin word pinea, which translates to pine cone, and it's named as such because its shape resembles one. The pineal gland is a very small reddish-gray organ which measures only about 1 centimeter in length and is attached to the posterior end of the roof of the human brain's third ventricle. It is mainly comprised of pineal cells as well as neuroglial cells, and its known main purpose so far is the synthesis and secretion of a hormone called melatonin. Melatonin is a simple hormone, but it's also considered to be very special because its secretion is dictated by light. As a hormone, it communicates information about environmental lighting to various parts of the human body. According to researchers, melatonin has two primary functions in human beings. First is to help entrain our circadian or biological rhythm, while its second purpose is to regulate certain reproductive hormones. Human circadian rhythm is a 24-hour biological cycle which is characterized by sleep-wake patterns. Daylight and darkness help dictate a person's circadian rhythm. Exposure to light stops the secretion of melatonin, which in turn helps in controlling circadian rhythms. Because melatonin secretion is low during the daylight hours and high during dark periods, it influences our body's reaction to photoperiod, which is defined as the length of day versus night. Since photoperiod affects sleep patterns, melatonin plays a role in controlling our sleep habits, though the extent of its impact is still disputed. Melatonin also blocks the secretion pituitary hormones that aid in the development and functioning of reproductive organs such as the ovaries and testes. For such a tiny structure, the pineal gland's full purpose remains shrouded with a bit of mystery. Since its function was the last one to be discovered among the endocrine glands, research is still ongoing in an attempt for humans to get closer to understanding this mysterious organ. Now you might be wondering, okay, it's a small organ, but why are people calling it a third eye? Well, in the past and until now, various spiritual traditions and their devout believers consider the pineal gland as the third eye, and activating it is associated with accessing a higher mystical level of inner vision, insight, and wisdom. In fact, René Descartes, the father of modern philosophy, once described the pineal gland as the seat of the soul. For millennia, the pineal gland has been connected with the concept of spirituality in many ancient traditions and is subtly represented in modern establishments as well. Its pine cone shape, for instance, is found in many arts and artifacts of various traditions, where it serves as a symbol of enlightenment and immortality. For example, the ancient Egyptians held the pineal gland in such high regard that it is even preserved separately during the process of mummification. There is also claimed that the Egyptians associated the pineal gland with the symbol of an eye, which is very prevalent in their discovered art and artifacts. In Greek mythology, the Greek god Dionysus carries a pine cone staff, while the Babylonian god Tammuz is also pictured carrying a pine cone. The Hindu religion, on the other hand, depicts all of its gods with a third eye located on their forehead between the two eyes of the face. Even the Roman Catholic faith utilizes the pine cone as a symbol, and not only does the church have a huge sculpture of a pine cone in the Vatican Square called the Court of the Pine Cone, the religion also uses ornaments as well as candle holders decorated with pine cone designs. A reference to the pineal gland can also be seen in the back of the US $1 bill called the All-Seeing seeing eye. Some argue that this may just be a subtle depiction of the nation's close relationship to Freemasonry, which, by the way, also uses a lot of pinecone or pineal gland symbolisms. However, there are those who claim this to be a reference to the mystical abilities of people which are hiding inside an unlocked endocrine gland. In modern times, many believe that every human being's pineal gland or third eye can be activated to frequencies of the spiritual world, giving us the power to sense the all-knowing godlike euphoria and oneness that surrounds us. They believe that the pineal gland can be turned into the proper frequencies with the help of meditation, yoga, and other esoteric methods. And once a person has achieved this state, he or she has the ability to travel into other dimensions, which is popularly known as astral travel or astral projection. Through more advanced and ancient methods, they also believe it's possible for people to control the thoughts and actions of other people in the physical world. And now you might be thinking, okay, let's say this is all true. Let's say we do have a third eye. How come we can't use it? Well, there might be a lot of reasons, and a conspiracy is one of them. Some of those who believe in the spiritual powers hidden in the pineal gland are also of the opinion that there are strong forces in our society which have taken great lengths to ensure that we never access and unleash this innate potential within ourselves. This elaborate conspiracy involves the suppression of the pineal gland through people's unwitting consumption of sodium fluoride. In the late 90s, the first study on the effects of sodium fluoride on the pineal gland was carried out. It was determined that this tiny gland is actually a prime target for fluoride since it absorbs more of this chemical than any other physical matter in the body, including the bones. Because sodium fluoride is attracted to the pineal gland like a magnet, this leads the gland to calcify, rendering it ineffective in fulfilling its biological as well as spiritual functions. Nowadays, fluoride is prevalent in the food we eat, in the beverages that we drink. Even the majority of the water supply in the US are infused with sodium fluoride. Now, water fluoridation has always been a controversial issue, not just for those with spiritual beliefs, but for everyone. Though it is widely accepted that fluoride is toxic in high doses, a trend in the 20th century emerged which added this chemical to people's drinking water at dosages deemed as safe. If you're wondering where this trend began, well, fluoride was introduced by the Nazis as well as the Russians into the water supply of their concentration camps so that their prisoners remain docile and don't question authority. As to how water fluoridation was introduced in America, there are theories claiming that a large corporation was behind the practice, stemming from an elaborate orchestration that allowed an industry to dump toxic waste into the public water supply while also getting paid in the process. Another theory about our inability to use the third eye is from Buddhism. Buddhism believes that the third eye is pure and righteous, but because we are all living in a world of sin and filth, our third eye is eventually blocked. And the only way for us to see through our third eye again is to cultivate and become enlightened. This is why in Buddhism it is believed that young kids, especially under the age of 6, are more able to remember their past lives because their third eye are still pure enough and is not completely blocked. And since the third eye can see past dimensions and time, young kids are able to see into their past lives and remember who they were before. But regardless of whether you believe that the pineal gland is the third eye or not, one thing is for sure: the full purpose of the pineal gland remains to be an exciting scientific question which invites further research and investigation. And since science and modern biology are still working to unlock its remaining mysteries and secrets, there might be a future somewhere in the horizon in which the pineal gland could truly be heralded as humankind's third eye. So there you go, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video about your potential third eye. Now, wouldn't it be cool if our third eyes could give us powers like this? But I wanted to do a video about this topic again because the third eye is something I'm so interested in. And it's not because I buy into all the conspiracy theories, it's just that so many religions, so many belief systems talk about the third eye. And most of them reference the pineal gland as the third eye. So I just feel like there's something there. Also, if you think about it, let's say people do have psychic abilities. Let's say some people are able to, I don't know, see dead people like this kid, or are prophets like this guy and can really see into the future. How are they seeing dead people? How are they seeing into the future? I think it's very possible that the third eye that so many cultures and belief systems talk about could be real. And guys, if you want more cool information about our bodies and mind, then I would suggest checking out this subscription on-demand video learning service that I'm partnering up with on this video called the Great Courses Plus. Now, I don't bring aboard a lot of sponsors on this channel, but I've been partnering with the Great Courses Plus for over a year now, and I use it a lot in my research and also just in my personal time because I am a huge nerd. The Great Courses Plus has lectures and courses from top professors from Ivy League and other great universities globally, and experts from places like the National Geographic, the Smithsonian, the Culinary Institute of America, and whatever you want to learn, they pretty much have a course about it. Like I mentioned before, I would really recommend Mind Body Philosophy by Professor Patrick Grimm, and with this service, you'll have unlimited access to around 7,000 video lectures about basically anything that interests you. So if you are interested, then please visit thegreatcoursesplus.com/beyondscience and you'll get a free trial, and then plan starts around $14.99 a month. It's like Netflix, but you learn a lot more. Anyway, I have that link for you guys in my description box, so click on it and start your free trial. You get to learn a bunch of new things, and it's a great way to support my show. So hope you guys can check it out. All right, thank you guys so much for watching, and definitely let me know in the comments below, do you believe that the third eye exists? And if you do you believe that the pineal gland is the third eye? Thanks again for watching. See you later.